All right, welcome to game 2 for this first day of play here at the World Ultimate Club Championships qualifying tournament for the mixed division. We have Friskee from Sydney and Wagon from Newcastle with Chile just about to pull. There it is, straight down the guts. Lands in a bit of a puddle of water. Eshan Wikarema to pick it up. Alex Gam puts it a little bit further. Thomas, outside flick. It's floating well right into the path. Friskee player, and they take that first point. Confident start for Friskee. Looks like they're up and about. Now, apologies, I don't have the team lists in front of me. I'll do my best with names. Quite a lot of experience on both of these teams. Fair few Australian representatives, so we can expect a high quality, intense game from both of these teams. We'll see how they manage this weather. The wind's picked up quite a little bit. There's a little bit of rain, quite a light misting in the air. Wind really pushing left to right here, and quite unsettling as well. It's not a steady breeze, quite gusty. Spielman with the pull. That big left-handed outside in, floating back into the middle of the field. Wagon to pick it up. Send it to Davies. Looks like a horror set from Wagon here. It's a good defense on the dump there. They get it off. Bit of float. Stoddard cleaning that up. He's got the glove on the right hand there. Lefty. Oh, tough flick back. Just a little bit too much heat on that. Connell picks it up. Physical mark. Gets the dump off to Spielman. Big shot. Layout grab from Connell. Gets it for the score. I think there's a little bit of discussion between the Wagon players. They've decided that the layout grab from Connell there was up, and the goal stands. Bringing back the old 2 claps and a woo by the looks of it. Still some discussion. I think it might be in regards to if there was a down call, it would be a stoppage, perhaps. Yes, just listening to a conversation here between some Friskee and Wagon players. It sounds like there was a little bit of an effect from the call. Yes. Yes. So, there was a little bit of a down call. Uncertain as to whether the disc was up or not. Players stopped. So they're saying that affected the play. So they've gone back to where they were. Connell's about to tap the disc in, taps it in. He's looking for that open and hits the goal. Looks like O'Neill in that corner there. Bit of a hip bump there in celebration. And that's 2-0 to Friskee. Looks like 4 women called on the line from Wagon. It's certainly going to be a tough game here. Really, both teams really needing to focus in on their catches. Obviously, in the slippery conditions, the disc will be a lot harder to catch, a lot harder to throw. And as soon as there's a little bit of that breeze as well, really makes the job very difficult. So whoever can be a little bit cleaner with the disc, it's going to be a huge advantage for them. Thomas raises the disc above his head, signalling readiness, and the pool's about to come up. It's a big outside in floater. It's coming back in. Might sail out the back of the end zone here. And it is. Wagon will be taking a brick. See what sort of offense and defense is set up here. By the looks of it, Friskee coming down in a zone defense. With Newcastle spread out into a horizontal offensive structure. Walking it up to the brick mark. Wagon tapped in. Hammer straight away. Floating to the left. Indeed, almost macked into the Wagon player's hand. Friskee picking up the disc. Physical mark. Centered back into the field. Turnover. Newcastle looking downfield. Back to Davies. Really looking to keep it in the center of the field here. Not too many cuts. Stoddard on the left-hand side. Left-hand flick into the goal. Greeny. Great play there from Newcastle. Really good flow once they got that movement upfield. Stoddard opening up the field nicely with that cut in the middle. Dangerous left-handed flick for the goal. Looks like the gender ratio for this point will be 4 men, 3 women. Newcastle pulling from the left-hand side. I think we'll probably see that zone defense look quite regularly throughout this game. Here comes a pull. That big outside end. It's coming straight back in, straight in the middle of the field, bounces. Wagrema stops it well. Send us to Gann. Gann flicks out to Connell. Connell looking for a shot down the line. It's not on. Gann's going straight down the middle of the field. He's put it up. Oh, great attack. Unfortunately, just sort of bounces off the chest there. Great put from Connell. Recognised that deep cut nice and early. And Friskee have got to shift into that defensive mindset. Wagon with the opportunity. Oh, it's a great cut. Unfortunately, again, just slipping through the hands. A pick was called when the disc is on the ground. Not entirely sure if that affected too much. However, everyone's finding their spaces and the disc is in. And play resumes. So Wagrema to pick it up. He's probably looking for that inside flicker around break. Hits it. Big layout. Gann. Safe hands this time for the goal. It's a great break there from Wagrema. Really sold the inside flick fake. Moves the mark. Got a crisp backhand around for the goal. Friskee's coaches there, Anderson Chun and Ewing, really directing traffic up there. Thomas holding the disc in the air, ready to pull. It's probably going to be that outside in, yes. It's going to land in. Davies, great gather there. There's a bit of heat on that pull, but he stopped it well. Looks like a straight up mark. Wagon sort of struggling to get a little bit free here. There's a lot of space, but they just throw it into the ground there, just in front of the player. Pick called. Got Spielman with the disc. Dangerous left hand, puts a lovely little flick back. Thomas with a great break out on the left hand side. Thomas looking for the dump back, gets it. Break again. Spielman toe to the line. It's called in. It's a great break from Thomas, and Spielman managing to keep that foot down. Score another goal for Friskee. Rolling on here, 4-1. Newcastle coming out on offense for this point. They're generating some really good space. They've just got to really make sure that they can take advantage of that. Put it out in space. Let someone run onto it and really make sure they're catches. There's a big pull up there from Spielman. Greeny picking up the disc, hitting Davies. Looks like a junky defense. They're trapped on a bad sideline here. Just manages to get it off. Back to Davies. He's looking for a big huck. He's put it. There's a great poach off there from Friskee. And the D. Oh! Nearly a tap back in. Stoddard nearly picking up some crumbs. But great defensive pressure there from Friskee. And way to read the play as well. Looks like Connell's coming back to handle. Leisurely stroll pace. Friskee setting up in a what looks like a horizontal. Gann and Spielman in the middle. Great poach off the handler there into the lane. Shuts down that upfield pass.
Let's bring it back up.
Get it off. Unfortunately, just a bit too much on it. It's turned again. The disc is very slippery. Tough to catch. Wagon looking for the score. There's a head nod. Ready. A little push pass to Davies. Just looking for the break. It's back to Greeny. There's a lot of little head signals going on. A lot of cuts to the same position. Looks like a call. Looks like a strip call. Goal stands. Always a tough one. It was a great bid by the Newcastle player. Just locked it into the breadbasket. Friskee signalling 4 men. To Friskee. Quick check-in with the other fields. See if we can get a score update from them as well. Field 2-0 to Vanguard. Vanguard Adelaide playing Sublime from Perth, 2-0 to Adelaide. On the third field, we have Paradigm playing... Who is over there? Not too sure. We'll find that one out. See if we can get a score update from field 3 as well. At the moment, we have Newcastle to pull. Upwind, there's a big inside out. It's a great bit of float. Might be heading out. Wickrama catches it. Locks it in. Hits it up the line. He's trapped on this sideline. He's got to get it off. Got to get it off. Great dump to Wickrama. Back into Thomas. Thomas looking to shoot. Haldon's free. Haldon's free. Can he reel it in? Great cut. Great shot. Friskee up and about. 5-2. Quick update from Kieran Hudson there. Paradigm up 4-1 over F-Troop from Canberra. They had a bit of a tough game against Wagon Paradigm in their first match. Looks like they've really settled into these conditions and playing hard against Canberra there. Here in Dallas. Thank God we've lashed the marquee to the fence. Otherwise, look out, cars, they might be going flying. There's a big pull there from Spielman, but that's well, that's back in the eastern suburbs. Hope there were no planes flying overhead when that went up. Looks like we'll be calling for a new little bit of equipment. Max Halden willingly obliges and says, here's one I prepared earlier. Davies bringing the disc in. Bit of a slip. Grounds. There's a deep cut going. Huge foot block from Connell. He saw that coming a mile away. Said, not in my house. Stuck a foot out. Whew. Jeez. Felt that one a mile away. I think we probably need a new disc after that one. Got tacoed by a size 13 boot. Connell to bring it in now. Not too many. No, not too much happening. Friskee, he's got to look dumb. Gann hits it really well. Connell moving across the field. Floats a little bit. Connell picking up some crumbs there after the wind bobbled it a little bit. He's put a big flick up. There's a lot of bodies under it. Spielman in front, brings it down, puts it to Gann in the end zone. Wasn't the crispest play, but you'd take it. Friskee up, 6-2. It's like Wagon here will be calling a timeout. Try and regroup. Like there was also a timeout on the far field, field 2. Adelaide versus Perth. Like Sublime might have had a couple of scores there, so we'll see if we can check in with the score. See if we can have a quick chat with Max Halden here on the sideline while this timeout's going on. Max, how's the game going so far?
Well, obviously you see the scoreboard, that's an advantage to us. These conditions are really trying, so you've seen a lot of players who you'd expect to pull a few discs down struggling with it, but I think we're making the better of it at the moment. Absolutely,
your offense looks quite clean. Wagon, I think, are really struggling to keep their hands on the disc, and you guys are working it up quite well. Is that something you've sort of focused on? Is your offense, or are you more working on defense, I guess?
Yeah, I think definitely the focus of this game is offense. I think you rely on the fact that there's going to be Ds in games like this just based on the conditions. So putting a little bit more focus on your offense, making sure of those passes, and really just playing confidently, that's what's getting us success at the moment.
Absolutely. It's quite clear when we have a look at this game as well. And that foot block from Connell in that last point. I don't know how that disc is feeling, but whew.
Yeah, do you guys have a You Can Disc Play of the Day? That's an unsponsored plug there, but if you got one, then that's definitely up there for mine. And also Rachel Parsons, aka Parsnip Snips, so her block in the end zone on lefty. Also, nice little clutch play there. So
absolutely, a fantastic poach, well read, really good Frisbee brain there to see that one come up. I think probably would also see that pull that ended up. A couple of suburbs over. Yeah,
it wasn't quite as bad as Alex Latamatos' famous backhand in the Mixed Nationals final this year. If you haven't watched it, I think it's probably about 40-50 minutes in, but it's probably the most amazing. Definitely maximum time aloft, and probably lost about 15 metres on that backhand.
I was going to say 40-50 minutes in, and that's probably how long the pull took to come down.
Yeah. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you, Max. Good luck, Friskee. Good luck, Pie Wagon. We'll have Thomas to pull. Gender ratio looks 4 men for this point. See how Pie Wagon come out of this timeout. They'll be keen to put this one in, bring it up to 6-3, and then go on a little bit of a D roll, I would imagine. Here comes a pull. Big outside in, there's going to be a bit of pace. He's touched it, I think. Has he touched it? It's rolled out the back. It's going to be a very deep position for Pie Wagon. And in this wind and in these conditions, it's a tough spot to get out of. He's moved it to the lefty. Chris Stoddard moved it further onto the sideline. Davies with it now. Centers it back to Greeny. Stoddard's gone. Stoddard's gone. He's coming back under now. And there's a turn, unfortunately, for Pie Wagon. They'll have to reset on defense. It was a quick, easy break. Just overthrown there from Thomas. Might have caught a little bit of wind. It's a great cut. Had a lot of space. Unfortunately, just couldn't make that connection. Davies to bring it in. Pie Wagon setting up in a side stack right on the sideline. There's a couple of early undercuts. Just haven't quite got free. Lavis moves. Stoddard picks it up. Goes for Lavis under. Unfortunately, just slips out of the hand. That wet disc really playing havoc. It's a quick shot. Stacey hits that goal. Number 16 from Friskee. Great shot. Connell really championing the 2 claps and a woo. Hard to hear with those gloves on. (7-2) to Friskee. Pull comes up from Spielman. Shelley to pick up. It's Greeny. Looks a bit junky. He's put a big backhand. That might have just been to gain a few yards there. Had Stoddard going deep. Didn't really give him too much chance of pulling that one in though, unfortunately. Spillman walking towards the disc. We bring it in on the far corner of the end zone. Friskee setting up in a horizontal. There's a lot of space in the middle. We've got Gan on the far sideline and Minescu as well. Minescu faked the under, gone deep, coming back under. Gan pivoting around, hits Wickrama. Lovely around break. Just stays in. He goes for the around break again. There's a lot of water splashing up and around. Goes for Zalams. Zalams, unfortunately, just slips out of the hand. Lefty. Chris Stoddard picks it up and just shoots. Catches a little bit of that wind and floats out the back of the end zone. Breeze is turning into a little bit more of a wind. Certainly going to be changing the tactics in this game, I think. Spillman bringing the disc up to the front of the end zone line again. Still setting this horizontal. Oh! Stoddard! Huge layout block! Walks off casually like he does it every Saturday afternoon. Oh, this is an exciting game. We've seen huge foot blocks, a massive layout hand block there from Stoddard. And rather large collisions there. 3 Friskee players converging on Greenie, saying you're not going to get this over us. People streaming long, coming back under. Wickrama steps up to the front of the end zone line. Gan's cleared out. He's got no dump. He's got no dump. Hits Minescu, who bid and just slips out of their hands. She had to go for it. Gan kind of left Wickrama all on his lonesome back there. Pie Wagon picking the disc up, right on their end zone. There's a few cuts going everywhere. Can they hit something as a push pass again? I think he's been called in. It's a goal. Pie Wagon gets another one on the board, 7-3. Will the comeback train start now? Been joined by Andrew Moroney, back from a short siesta.
Just having a little nap. Maybe doing work on a Saturday. Yeah.
That's it. Standing outside.
It's looked like a cracker though.
It's been great.
So a big old foot block from our main man.
The
big dog.
Big. Opening a Mexican restaurant with that taco. Probably also nearly got hit by a disc on that pool. Yeah. It's a little bit of danger going up there.
Good from you.
7-3. Friskee still up. Pie Wagon coming out on defense. Connell puts his hand into the air and says, "Give me the disc." It's a pull, but still, give me the disc. Huge inside-out pull. That's floating. That's great. Look at the hang time on that. Reminiscent of Alex Latamatos. This one lands in and is actually beneficial for Pie Wagon. It's a great break from Connell. Max Howden's got it on the near sideline. Thomas coming back for the disc. Oh, that's come out of the hand. Pie Wagon D. Here we go. Another opportunity for Pie Wagon to score. In the middle. Looking for a quick one. Lavis gets it. He's looking up. Nothing. Doesn't see anything. Lindsay Brown looks him off. Hits a break instead. Getting close. Lindsay Brown, here we go. Right on the end of the sideline. Oh, he's gone for a tough shot. It's macked. It's caught. Chili brings it down. That's heartbreaking. It's a
Chili goal.
It's a great D there from Friskee. And we've seen a few of these today. A little bit of a tip. If you're not catching your Ds, they can get caught by the opposition.
Chili goal.
There. And on the far field, Vanguard just score another. What was that? Adelaide up 5-2 over Perth Sublime.
It's Greeny getting around with the backwards snapback.
Yeah. And the parachute pants as well.
Trying to come across as a bit of a
hip youngster.
Yeah, hipster operator.
So 2 points in a row to Wagon, 7-4. It's a great upwind goal, upwind break for Wagon. Brings out the Friskee O-line again to put it upwind. TLB, a huge outside in pull. Just going to land in. Yes, it's in. It's in. Wikrama will have to bring that from the front cone, right in the sideline. It's brought it in. Lovely, gets it off that sideline nice and early. Thomas puts a big flick up. That's a pie wagon. Big D. You just can't lift that lip of the disc into the air, otherwise it'll sail a mile out. Lots of spin, low into the wind. Probably what Thomas has heard since he started playing. Lindsay Brown looking upfield. Goes for an around break, not on. Scott Lavis is in the dump position. He puts it backwards. Lavis has got a bid. Goes down. He just couldn't quite get free from Gann there on the mark. It looks like a call, perhaps a pick. Gann to tap the disc in. Thomas is streaming deep. Gann's put it out. That's going to float. Has he got it? Great throw. Great run. Thomas.
Nice bid by TLB as well.
That's it.
Lefty.
And that's half. Friskee take half.
We're a game and a half in. Lefty hasn't been concussed yet. You take that, Lefty. Finds a way to lead with the head, that lad.
We'll see if we can get a roving mic, a roving BT interview with a few.
Hey, Chili chat. How you going, Chillbot?
Yeah, pretty well. A little bit nervous about how this game's going so far, but we can come back. Had our chances.
Yeah. The last couple of points have looked very good. Caught one of the bigger Macs just then, off rage. You like that one?
Oh yeah, I was pretty pumped after that. It's not often you get a Mac for a goal, so I celebrated pretty well. Yeah, good win.
Very good. And how's your pulling? I've missed parts of this game. How's your pulling going?
Well, this game's going much better than the first. I've really found my rhythm, I guess, and that last one I think had a bit of hang time. Pretty happy.
Yeah, it was one of your better ones. All right. Well, hopefully, what is it? 8-4. Okay. What's the plan for the second half? You guys looked okay in the last few points, but obviously they got the jump on you. What are you going to do differently?
Well, they're breaking us quite well, so I think we've clamped down on that, and I think we're getting a few more turns now. It's just going to be efficiency on offense now, and they're a fit team, so it's going to take a bit of skills in the rain to do it.
They're a fit team, mate. You run marathons every day, don't you?
There's a few fit people in IBM too. It's a good matchup.
Now, my last question for you before we let you go. You've I've seen on the Facebook you've been doing some cycling and some fundraising stuff like that. You want to give a plug? What's the next one?
Oh, I'm not sure about the next one, but the MS Gong charity ride is a great one, and Lefty and I will be doing that every year. So a great cause, and it's a lot of fun. Get involved.
Good man. All right, get around your man, Chili. MS Gong. Thanks, Chili. Best of luck with the second half. Well, Brendo's buggered off. I don't know where he's gone. I think he was getting a bit too excited, wasn't he? Very excited. Hopefully we'll get him back. So 8-4, Friskee getting the jump before Wagon could reel it back in a bit. I'll relay to the thoughts of Timocles. He's too far away from the mic. Timocles, what was your take?
I saw a lot of water drops and a lot of blur, so my bet's on Friskee.
Right, okay, so Timocles is probably not getting the best seat in the house. He's operating the camera at the moment, and he's seeing a lot of water drops and a lot of blur. So we are looking at replays from the highlights so far. Doing a couple of running repairs to the stack, to the camera stack as we go. And it looks like we're going back up now. Rex doing a fantastic job at keeping everything as clean as possible. Might try and grab Greenie. Greenie, what's going on? I would say this is a midlife crisis, but you've already had a few of them. What's the snapback kind of backwards hat?
Oh, yeah, that. It's just warmth, mate.
For warmth. Oh, right, okay.
Do you think it makes him look younger?
I don't think it makes him look younger. I think him running around, notching up 13 Ks a day, just schooling young bloods makes him look younger, but I don't think that hat helps him.
Bit of a step backwards.
You had a nice bit down there, TLB, just didn't get it.
No. Yeah, like the throws here are top level throws, and if the player's on the advantage side, the throw goes there, and people like me are useless.
We had a quick chat to the Chillbot around how you guys can get yourself back in this.
What do you think Pulling's like?
Well, he's happy with it. Yeah, so as long as the chili pull, as long as that works, I think he's all good. But if he can rip some good pulls and catch some Mac discs, I reckon you'd be pretty happy with that. Yeah. What are you guys going to do different? What was the message out of halftime?
Well, we're going to play our style of Frisbee, maybe even turn them off if we can, and we're going to attack the end zone when our D team gets the Frisbee. These guys have been attacking the end zone enough, I think. They might just focus on passing to each other. Play our game like we're playing against a bunch of cones or something.
Very good. That was quite insightful, yeah. Geez, you Newcastle blokes get a bad rap. You're actually you're more, cerebral than I think everyone gives you credit for. Chile gave an equally as kind of, insightful answer as you just did.
Well, we got a lot of good role models. I mean, the Johns brothers came out of Newcastle, and they're chock full of cliches, and we just play what's against us, nil all at half time, we'll do it on the day. Yeah, I'm really proud of the boys and the girls. We're playing mixed Frisbee.
Yeah, very good. All right, thanks, Joey. Shot goes up from Lavis. Oh, sorry, it was Greenie over the head. Well, no, did exactly as TLB said. They attacked the end zone. Weren't able to connect. We'll have Rory going to the disc with Greenie marking him. Vert stack being set up from Friskee. No dump, playing a 1-6. Bold strategy, Cotton. Rory looks to throw the backhand, instead goes round with the flick. Callan, low backhand. It sits up, but unfortunately just bobbled out of the hands of his receiver. Ryan Davies going to go to the disc. Throws flippy floppy backhand to lefty. That's to Jess. Oh, unfortunately couldn't connect. And now Rory looks to send it. Sends a lovely flick. Davey under it. Davey's going to eat it up. Catches. Stuck for this. Newey has to readjust. Lovely under, unmarked. Greenie getting around in his hammer pants. Looks like a backup dancer for an Australian hip-hop kind of group in the 80s. And Newey still working it down. They're about 5 metres out the end zone. And Rory, oh, not again! Just catch him! Chili's sitting here loving it. He's already a Mac in. And someone's decked someone in the back of field. And are they in? It's a goal. It's been marked a goal. Rory, nice big bid. Sends it right down the throat of the Newey player. Wouldn't say Friskee are getting the rub of the green with the max, but easy way to solve that is just catch the bloody thing. And Greeny getting the better of Rory at the end there. Rain starting to pick up a little bit. Nowhere near the apocalypse everyone in Melbourne's been talking up for the past week. Slight overreaction, you'd think. Oh. Have they opened the canteen, Timocles?
Yeah, they got plenty of treats for all the boys and girls. Lots of different sugary killer pythons, and they got sausage rolls, everything that you need on a day like today.
Dimmies? Do you know if they got dimmies?
I didn't see any dimmies. Fun fact, you know dim sims are actually invented by an Australian in Melbourne?
I didn't know that. But I do want more of those fun facts, please. Cook up some more. This is good stuff. Lovely deep pull, lands in. That's about as good a pull as you'll see. I'm not sure if Chili did it, but he probably did. Michael Henry Thomas goes and sends one. Lachlan Murphy's and Beck Carmen. Beck stopped and propped. Lachlan tried to run onto it. Neither could make it work.
Hey, did Chili pull that? Was that Chili's pull? Yeah,
Chili pull. That was a good one.
good pull, Chili. Loving your work.
And Chili's gone. Lavis with the disc. It's a poach front in the lane. Oh, the chill bot. Burnt all. He's called a pick, Chili. He's called a pick on Lachlan. We're tapped back in. And we go up. Sent. Is that max underneath it? It is. So Friskee stem the flow. Back to 5-9. Brendan Ashcroft has composed himself. It sounded like you were a little bit excited in that first half.
I was getting a little bit excited. Lots of blocks, lots of big plays. Oh, who wouldn't get excited? I'm excited.
So you gone away and had a cold shower, or maybe just stood out in the rain? Yeah. Oh, very good. There was another another big bid from Rory. Smacked right down Chili's throat. Yeah. I've heard that there are dimmies. Do you know, fun fact, dim sims, this is a fact I just heard of. Dim sims made by a guy in Melbourne, invented in Australia by a guy in Melbourne.
Really?
Yeah.
Not just your South Melbourne dim sim?
No, the actual dim sim. The actual dim sim itself in Melbourne, which has made me want a dim sim, so I'm going to give you the mic. Ask Timocles if you want any more fun facts about dim sims.
Wow. I hear a new segment coming on. And the pull's gone up. Davey's picking up. Takes a little bit of a hit there. Greeny, lovely up to Stoddard. There's some free space in the middle. Everyone's just sort of flowing past it. He's got to look for the dump. Gets it off to Davies. They're trying to go to man. Manescu, huge bid. Great grab for the Pie Wagon player there, number 6. There was a... I don't really know what happened there. Davies sort of stopped cutting and the throw's gone up. Either way, it's a turnover. Connell picks it up. Friskee. Sends to Zalams. Ali puts it across. Great grab from Spielman. Spielman winds up that big left hand. Soots it. Oh, it's gone for the chest mark. It's popped up. Stoddard cleans up the mess. Goes up the line. Great grab. Is it further up? There's a player free. Sneaks it. It's a goal. Pie Wagon score. (9-6). Still to Friskee. It's a large attempt at a chest mark. Big plugger Lockett coming out of the forward line. Just bounces straight off the pectoral muscles. And Pie Wagon get that great D. Bit of an update from the Paradigm F-Troop game. Paradigm were up 5-3. So another close game over on field 3. Back here at the action, 9-6 to Friskee. Pie Wagon to pull, coming out on defense. Pull. Big inside out. That's just going to sit. That's wonderful. That's into the back of the end zone. Wikrema sits under it. Puts it up to Thomas. Thomas on the near sideline. Winds up. Sends it. Sends it. It's going to carry. Oh, just a little bit too far. Really got a bit of wind underneath that. And just went a few meters in front of the Friskee player. Just couldn't quite get there. Pie Wagon setting up in the horizontal. It's an undercut, it's clear, there's a lot of space under. Chili winds up. There's a big hand on that one. It's a big block, lots of bodies under it. Number 16 who got the block ends up getting the D. Sends it across to Wikrema. Wikrema, big backhand break. Layout. Just outside of the reach. Hope someone's keeping a tally on the amount of blocks in this game. This is incredible. The defensive pressure is outstanding. Lindsay Brown bringing it up to the line. Max Howden on the mark. Looks like a straight up mark. Centers it to Lavis in the middle of the field. There's a lot of players streaming deep. 4 players streaming deep. Someone finally comes back under. Wikrema lets him have it. Doesn't go for a big bid. Decided he couldn't quite get it. Lavis sells Thomas up the line. Centers it to Lindsay Brown. There's an active mark there from Howden. Lindsay Brown moves it forward. Upfield. Chili fakes the hammer. He's looking for a dump. Someone's got to get free for him. Goes up the line.
Hospital pass.
Great defense from Friskee. Good poach. Howden streaming deep. It's sent, but they lift that edge of the wind of the disc into the wind again. And it just gets carried out. Just got to keep that edge down. There's a few hands on knees and people pondering the last 30 seconds of that point. Everyone realised that yes, it did happen and there was a turnover. Lindsay Brown, TLB as he's affectionately known, tries to get some of that moisture on off the disc, just to realise that it comes straight back on as we are playing in some rain. Puts a foot on the line, looks to dump straight away, hits Chili. Chili looking upfield. There's no one under for him. He gets a lovely break to Lavis. Lavis looking upfield. There's 3 people deep. You hear this from the sideline. Pie Wagon screaming too deep. Lindsay Brown, big run through D. Parsons, great defensive there. Wikrema goes to hit her. And double happiness. Yeah. Andrew Moroney pretty excited about that point.
Yeah, it was good. Smashed it. Parsons, well done. Didn't slow down. Their opponent slowed down going to the disc. ran through and didn't break stride, got to the end zone, hit the middle of the end zone, then broke to a side. It looked like, I reckon that was deliberate initially from Newey, that the stack pushed deep because they kept Lavis in there, but then they never adjusted, and then everyone was too deep, and they had to push one down under pressure. They do like their structures though. Like, you know, that was a horror going into an ISO. They run a side stack so far. I suppose there's not much else to do in Newey than kind of run structures and come up with plays. Visit a power plant. We'll run a couple of replays just while we're doing some more repairs to the rig. The camera rig, not Brendan's rig. You don't need that. That doesn't get better.
That pull comes up. Newcastle with it in the centre of the field. Head set up in that side stack. Oh! Oh! The big amount of contact. Is a foul called? Foul called. Davies sort of put that pie up into the air and just said, let's see how many people we can get under this one. It's a bit of a discussion. Looks like a contested foul. Thank you, Anson Chun, with the hand signals over on the far sideline. There was definitely some contact, but
that was no good. I mean, it was a hospital pass, but yeah, player peeled off. You got a duty of care. The player that can see the disc. I'm not sure who it is.
Zalams?
Yeah, it's Ali. Yeah, she can see the disc and the player. Where Greeny's just got his eyes up
on the disc,
all ribs exposed.
That's it.
Thankfully, both players are all right. But yeah, I'd probably. There was a bit of contact there. Not much with the disc. So
yeah. Davies just sends it. He's put that. That's going to float. Raises the hand. Unfortunately, just got carried a little bit too far there from the wind. Gann picks it up, runs to the ground, runs to the line. He's looking to put it. He does. It's been macked again. What's going on? Oh, and it's a D. Puts his foot on the line. He's got to get it off that sideline. He's just going to send it. Oh, it's sent. It comes off. Disc fades back in. Davies centers and it's a goal to Pie Wagon. 10-7. Looks like on the far field there, Sublime from Perth just taking another point from Vanguard. See if we can get an update on that score. Been a cracking game so far. Some huge defensive points. A lot of macks, some great break throws, and some pulls that are landing in upwind. Let's see if we've got another one. It's going to float. I think that's going out to the right. And that is. And on the sideline, what are they going to call? They're going to take it from the sideline or a brick? Looks like they might. Wikroma is picking the disc up, and he's bringing that back into the brick mark. Might have just jinxed Chile there. Sorry, mate. Lindsay Brown on the mark. Setting up in an isolated side stack. He's going to hit Thomas on the under. And there's a deep cut from the stack. That's a great throw and a catch. What a shot. Sticks the mid up. Drags it in. 2-pass offense. Clinical as you like. Friskee will be pretty happy with that one. Oh, I thought that was going over the head. What a grab.
Getting some good feedback for you, Brendo. They say that you're not excited enough. A couple of texts coming through saying it's just a little. You just sound a bit sleepy. You're not yelling enough. Oh, unlucky drop there. They're going to quick strike, Rory. Couldn't get enough under it. Mark did well to force him wide. Couldn't get enough power through the throw. Couldn't connect with Seb. Another hospital. Almost putting everyone in hospital. Davey. Goes to Greenie. Greenie looks, likes, shoots. That's a perfect throw. It's absolutely stellar! Greenie! He's just as good as you'll see. Starts shooting the guns. Unreal throw. That was a tight mark from Manescu. Probably shouldn't have gone. Greenie goes, no. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'm John O. Greenfield. Check me out. Here's my throw. That's an unreal throw from an unreal man. See, just more and more hospital passes like Friskee obviously have not in a nefarious way or a malicious way, but they've got instruction to peel off the front of the stack and get involved in anything that goes up the line.
That's it. They're reading the play. They're reading that disc. They know what Wagon want, and everyone on Friskee look like they're ready to get that D. Wagon, I think, just need to reel those in, make sure they're throws, and keep them a little bit lower.
That's it. Like, you know, so long as they keep throwing up the line cuts with a bit of air, Friskee are going to keep peeling off and having a crack at it. And power to them, so long as they do so with a bit of regard for the safety of the players. Do what you want. All right, Wakrem centers the disc. Looks like a junk look now. 1-3-2-1 from Newey. Oh, and this one just caught air. Not a bad throw out of the hand, but just kept going. Here we go. Chance to make it a little interesting now. 11-8. 11-8. Genuine chance. Again, going with the ISO. Lefty. Oh. Now Lefty comes out wide. Inside break is safe. Lefty has it now. They progress it up to the brick mark. Here's the throw to the goal. It's a goal. Well done. We got a game, is the observation from the Peanut Gallery. I would agree. 11-9. Progress update from other games. Paradigm 8-6, taking half over F Troop. And here it's 11-9, so Friskee with a battle on their hands. Newcastle starting to put a few things together.
Just under 40 minutes to go in this game. Plenty of time for Newcastle to take the lead if they so want. Pull coming up from Chile. Big outside in. It's going to land and going to roll. Wikarema stops it, centers it upfield. That side stack ISO again. Newcastle have come out in a zone. They've stopped that primary play. Howden's got it in the middle. Zalams back to Howden. He's looking for that easy give-go. Flicks it back to Wickrama. Wickrama back to Howden in the middle of the cup. Breaks it straight to Zalams. Zalams looking again to Howden. Some great movement here by the handlers. Howden still getting every second pass. Hits Salmon in the middle. That Newcastle war's really got it. Looks like a travel's been called. A little bit of happy feet going on. We always like a good reenactment on field as well. Bit of discussion. Howden's going to keep the disc. He's going to check it in. Zalam's still free. It's got to be closed quickly. Hits Wickrama. Wickrama looking for it. Gives a dish out to the sideline. Oh, big hand block. Lavis got a hold of that one. It's tapped back in. Hits Lindsay Brown. Lindsay Brown back out to the sideline. Moved upfield. Punching it down the sideline. Lavis with it now. There's a big call of poach in the middle of the field. Howden finds that poach. Sends a flick. That's a tough one. You got Thomas in the air and he just gets up and elevates, brings it down. And he's going to jack that. That's gone. That's gone. Gans cutting long. He's got it all day. Make sure of it. Now he's looking for Parsons, who's gone long. He's looking for the flick. He's trying to get it off. He's got nothing in it. It's a dump. Lovely upfield shot to Howden. Howden with the break. Zalams. Second effort. Brings it in and brings it in for a goal. Just keeps it in line. Friskee get that nice upwind. Now
they've burned a timeout. Look, you don't want to stick anyone, but Tim Hayes was poached, called for it, saw it. Probably a little bit of rush of blood to their head. Shot to was it Greeny on who was getting marked by Henry, and it just wasn't on. It was squeezing it down the sideline. Henry didn't have much issue dealing with it. He was pretty well placed at that. That's 10-11 versus 9-12. And now with Friskee having a timeout, it's a big difference at this point in the game. How long have we got, Rexy? We are 64 minutes in, so still plenty of time. But just a question of whether Newey can keep coming at him and do something to bridge this gap to get it, to get it within like 1 or 2. Really start putting the pressure down. But as you said, Brendo, they're throwing that zone look, even if it's a transition zone, to stop that primary look. It looks like it's actually doing all right. Yeah, it worked quite well there. Max and a couple of the other Friskee players were working it quite well through that cup initially, but that pressure and holding the zone, I think, once they got close to the end zone, obviously cramped down a lot of that space, and Lavis was able to get that really nice hand block. Also good just to mix it up and change the pace of the game as well. They were playing some pretty hard man. Through a different look. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. On this case it worked. They just need to be crisp on offense to take advantage of those great defensive plays. Newey coming out on offense. We have Connell pulling for Friskee. 12-9. We'll see if Newcastle come out in their almost trademarked side stack offensive play. Greeny's making eyes at us, and I reckon he knows why. Did you know, because I've got some mail here on Greeny, did you know Greeny's old nickname was LTB? What would LTB stand for, Greeny?
The Leaping Toilet Brush.
Lovely. Very classy name for a classy man.
Well, I had long dreads, which could be used to clean toilets. And then when I cut it off, they called me the scrubber. So that was
LTB. So TLB and LTB on the same team. Not confusing at all. Oh, another one.
Another hand block. There's almost been more blocks in this game than there's been scores. And a grab! Huge! 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 What a play from Friskee. They're up and about now. That's huge.
Seb Hardy, ex-Goey. That's a massive play. Even Chili walking back to the sideline just under his breath just went, wow. That was a real big play. Real big play. All right. So the D train needs to get rolling from Newey. They need to put this one in, then get on a serious run. Oh. Dimmy update. There are no dimmies. I'm pretty shattered. Tim McLeod's got my hopes up talking about dimmies and who invented them and all this garbage. Bubkus in the canteen. I got told I could have a hot chocolate or an Earl Grey tea. So I was pretty disgusted. But apparently out in, where are we, Dallas? Every second shop's a kebab shop, so that suits me fine. I'm moving out here. That's sold. Lefty goes to Greeny. 2-5 side stack. Stoddard. Looks they're moving it really well here now. Last throw goes, not coming off. Davey gets a little bit of space. Can't connect. So this will be a real dagger for Friskee if they can get it. Lefty has a bid on Cal. Cal, Lefty again. Come on, Lefty. Oh, should have bid, didn't. And then Cal runs. Oh, Nath Stacey grabs it in. Nice work from Nath. Little bit of strut from Nath. Greeny brings him back down to earth by going, well done. High five. Well done. Gives the classic 2 claps and a woo. Nathan Stacey's imprimatus. And another timeout. How? Surely, yeah. So Yui and Anson running this show for Friskee. Obviously don't want the guys to get anything by way of momentum despite 2 fantastic scores in a row. Want to call a timeout and just have a jaw about it. Gives Newcastle the opportunity to do the same thing. I think 13-9, is that the updated score? 13-9. So it is 14-9. So maybe Anson and Yui putting on a bit of a crunch line or something to try and test their resolve at the end of the game. Ooh. All right, so 19, you idiot. 14-9. You have one job, Moz. Just read the score and tell people what happens on the field. Friskee looking to put it in. They're going to try and... it looks like they've got a crack line out there. Geez, big boys as well. Rory, Lachlan Murphy, who looks like he is absolutely frozen, the Brisbane boy. Special shout out to Chris Mulcahy, resting up after an operation to remove his bone. a bone in his foot. Hope he's enjoying, being inside. I hope anyone who's watching is enjoying being inside. You're having probably a better time than me and Brendo. I joke. There's nowhere else we'd rather be. Hanging out with the good people of Dallas. Oh, it is getting a little cold. So, Newey running a side stack again. And they'll get a lot shorter because I'm not sure if it's just a bunch of poachers, but it might be a clam. No, it is a zone. It's a zone with some poachers, and they've got the D. That was Eunice, I'm pretty sure. Tommy Vo runs to the disc. Tommy Vo repping 53. Got a big man crush on Woodley, so gets the 53. I have no idea if that's true. Oh! Rory goes, hits, gets it to Lachlan Murphy. Tim Lowers said that disc was up, by the way. Thank you, Tim. It was about waist height, but love your honesty. So that's game. Friskee take it 15-9, and probably the most entertaining. Well, we've only had one game before this, so bad luck F Troop and Vanguard. This one was better. They take it 15-9. Probably a closer affair than that score suggests. And I reckon if we get an opportunity to play the placing games, this would be a matchup you'd be happy to see again. Brendo, who do we have next?
Up next at 3:20, we'll be seeing Paradigm versus Sublime.
Do we have any score updates from the other fields?
No.
Right. We'll endeavour to get you scores from other fields. Yeah, soon. We'll do it later. All right, guys, we'll be back on short at 2:30. Was it?
3:20.
3:20 for the third and final game of the day.
ULTI.TV.